Welcome, my dear friends, in the series of finance, accounts, taxation, and corporate laws. Today, we are going to discuss about a very important corporate restructuring strategy called merger and acquisitions. So, it has been seen that many people are confused about these terms merger and acquisitions, and some of them are used them interchangeably. But today, in today's session, we are going to differentiate about the thin line between the merger and acquisition, when merger happens and when acquisition happens, and what is the thin line difference between these two corporate restructuring exercise. So merger in the simple sense, when two entities are combined or two companies are combined together and which are of almost similar size into a new entity, or a new entity is being incorporated with the mutual agreement of the shareholder of both the companies, it can be termed as merger. Whereas acquisition occurs when usually a large company, a big one company, takes over the control of another company, and the company which is being taken over lose its separate legal entity, separate legal identity. It lose its separate legal identity. So this exercise is termed as acquisitions. So merger aim for basically synergy, to get the synergy gain, merger happens. Whereas acquisitions mainly focus on rapid expansion or to eliminate the competitions. So, what are the key differences between the merger and acquisitions? This is the thin line difference between merger and acquisitions. So, there are a few points through which we will try to highlight the difference between these two corporate restructuring exercise. So, first, let us start with the structure. In a merger exercise, companies combined as equal to form a new entity, and whereas in an acquisition, a buyer takes over a seller. Consent. Mergers are generally friendly, they are mutually decided and agreed. Acquisition can be friendly, but acquisition often involve hostile takeover. Hostile takeover means which happens without the consent of the target company's management. merged Merged companies often dissolve, and they lose their often dissolve, they don't actually dissolve, they combine to form a new entity, and a unified entity comes into existence. Whereas in acquisition, the target company, the company which is being acquired, often become a subsidiary, or its brand is phased out. Size. Merger typically involve companies of similar scale, whereas an acquisition usually happens by a large company purchasing a smaller company. Shareholding or shares. Merger often involve the creation and exchange of new shares, whereas in acquisitions usually do not issue. In acquisition, the acquiring company do not issue new shares to the target company shareholder, rather than it pay to them the amount in terms of purchase consideration. So this is what all about the difference between the merger and acquisition. So in the coming session or in next video, we will discuss something about a new concept of finance. Till then, stay blessed. Thank you very much.